I'm gonna mute the mic.
HCIAL Literacy University concludes sponsorship by HCIAL for these candidates. We request to cooperation as
And I'll go on YouTube, make sure that the sound works.
representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds to move John D. Ward at the Senate. And now, before tonight's starting lineups, we ask that you direct your attention to the flag as we honor America with the flag of our national anthem.
Nice shot at another flag.
Number 3, Christopher Lewis.
That's good. Nice shot. Wide enough that you could see them coming. Nice.
And now, we start with the Kearny Kardinals. Number 7 is Hoboken.
You look back 10 years, that's as far as they have data. They have not appeared in a Hudson County championship in any of them. So we are unsure how long that drought's been going on, but it has been a minute since they've seen Hudson County's biggest stage. It'll be the Hoboken Red Wings, the Kearny Cardinals, the Battle of the Birds, set to get underway any moment now. The Kearny Cardinals come into this one 14-2. They are 11-2 in HCIAL play. It's been a while since they've lost a set. It's been even longer since they've lost a game. 2-0 is the score of their last 3, and their last loss is against Hoboken themselves. They have 2 on the season, as we said, both of them in HCIAL play. And here we go. It'll be Gabrielle Brody, the Hoboken sophomore, to get us underway. And it'll be the Cardinals striking first, the 1 seed in this tournament. Hoboken comes in as the 2. Hoboken defeating the St. Peter's Prep Marauders to get here. And Kearny now on their first serve of the night. Isael Quintero to put it up. And a hard slam there. That's Hoboken's first point of the day. And with some force, it's Jack Jennings to get the first points of the day for the Red Wings. It'll be libero Oliver Nunez now back to serve. Nunez lets it fly. It'll stay in. Back to Kearny's libero. And locked at 1. And another quick point. That one is going to go Kearny's way. You can credit Mark Saravia on the block, and Kearny right back in the lead. 2-1 your score. This is a best of 3 set matchup, as most high school events are. It's not until later in the state playoffs that changes. A hard one there. Hoboken almost able to keep it up, but Jonathan Martins on that one, and Kearny with a 2-point lead early on in this first set. There's Caleb Baptista on the serve. It will be Caleb Baptista serving again. The high toss and skimming the net on the way over. It'll be good. Jennings on the hit, all the way up into the ceiling on that one. Bouncing out around up there. Kearny allowed to play it as it lies. That one looks like it took a hit as well, and since it was on the way back, the point will go the way of the Red Wings. 3-2 your score through the first 5 points. It'll be Denelson Carino on the hit. One of the more vital players for Hoboken on the season. 525 assists from him so far. As Hoboken tries to tie it up here, and giving chase on that one was Javier Rodriguez, not able to catch it. And Hoboken will level this one right back up at 3. It'll be Carino again on the serve. Carino on the high toss. Will that one stay in? No, it will not. So Kearny back in the lead. Again, haven't been on a stage this big since 2023 and are looking for their first Hudson County Championship appearance and even longer than that. Saravia on the serve, can't get it over the net. And an easy point for Hoboken there, and we are tied back up. The deadlock now at 4. Jennings on the serve, able to get it over, but a little bit too much power. So faults from each side will even out. 5-4 now the score. And Arthur Souza set to serve. That one, and again, just not able to keep it in bounds. That's 3 serves in a row now. Not finding the hardwood for either of these two teams, and we are back tied up at 5. It'll be number 20, Ariel Quadra, to serve it this time. And a big set and a big block there, but it's not going to be enough. It stays on the other side, and Kearny pick up a point. 6-5 now the score. Wesley Furbino, the senior outside hitter on the serve this time. He's got 6 aces on the season, but that time can't get it over the net, and the serving struggles for both of these two teams continue in the opening points. Hoboken continues the deadlock, this time at 6. Levi Marsh now set to serve. And another quick point, that one way out of the back. And for the first time in this game, Hoboken has taken the lead. 7-6, your score. Hoboken going for a trophy their town hasn't seen in a long, long time. Kearny able to level it back up there at 7. So Marsh on his second serve, and it will end there. Kearny's libero back on the serve. Plenty of quick points so far. That one blocked at the net. Hoboken able to keep it up. That one barely goes over. And the lead right back on the Red Wings side. 8-7 your score now in set number 1. Brody lets it fly. And that one, a little bit too much power there for Mark Saravia. Hoboken, their first 2-point lead of the night. And 9-7 reads the scoreboard. Brody on his second serve. Jennings on the slam. Did it hit the ground? Yes, it did. And Hoboken, the largest lead of the night now for either team. And Gabriel Brody coming up with his third serve. 7 aces on the season for him. Has had 100 kill seasons in both of his years now with Hoboken volleyball. And a tip over there, and no black jerseys able to get to it. And Kearny's going to say, we need timeout. So we'll take a minute off the clock here. Hoboken with an 11-7 lead. And Kearny, who has been dominant all season long, is struggling right now against the Red Wings. Obviously, one of their only 2 losses coming to the Red Wings earlier that season. They took the first set in that matchup. 25-23 was the score of set number 1, and then absolutely got dominated in sets number 2 and 3. Lost by 10 points or more in each of those. And following that matchup, haven't lost since. There's 2 scheduled matchups on the season between these 2 teams, but one of them hasn't happened yet. So these 2 teams will play each other again on Monday in a game that means basically nothing when it comes to HCIAL standings, which both of these teams are in, and obviously Hudson County tournament implications. But they do have another game coming up in just a couple days as we inch closer to state playoffs. So Gabriel Brody will stay on the serve as Kearny hasn't quite been able to figure him out yet. That one served into the back, received well by the Cardinals. And a strong hit there. And a well-needed point for the Cards as we head towards the midpoint of this first set. It'll be Quintero on the serve now. Was a big piece the last time these 2 teams played each other. Led the Cardinals in assists with 19 in that one. That one barely tapped over. Here's Jennings. And Jennings, again, able to find some hardwood when a lot lighter than he did last time. But they're both working, and Hoboken right back into it with their 4-point lead. It'll be libero Oliver Nunez set on this one. And they go libero to libero on the serve. That one just tapped over. And they'll go to Jennings again, and they just haven't figured him out yet. Jennings on his last couple hits, whether it's hard or soft. He was in the center earlier, hitting from the left side of the court there. But a vital piece of this Hoboken squad in quite a few sports. But Kearny able to get one back there, 13-9. Now your score in set number 1. We thank you for listening in here on HCST Athletics. We ask you to follow us on all of your socials. If you haven't already, we'll have all of our post-game coverage of this matchup right on our Instagram. It's the same tag that you found us here on YouTube with. And here comes Kearny looking to make a push back into this set. It'll be Jennings to receive the serve. They'll go right back to him. And that one up in the rafters. Kearny able to continue play. They get it back over, and they'll get the point. Wesley Furbino on that one. And both teams now into double digits. 13-10 reads the scoreboard. It is Rafael Pereira on the set, and he'll get another point there as that one was just out of bounds. And Kearny now right back within striking distance. Pereira, the junior, on his third serve. Jennings will receive, and they'll go right back over. Deep just chased down. Marsh now will try to get this one over, and Hoboken will. And one of the longer rallies now that we've seen in this one. Plenty of short points. This one, not one of them. And that one is out the back. Hoboken back to their 3-point lead, 14-11. Now the score. And Denelson Carino back at the service line for the Red Wings. Has 102 aces now on the season. Unbelievable numbers from him. And he'll go back for a second serve. Hoboken take the point. He's played 49 sets for Hoboken so far. Amassed over 1,400 assists and over 400 digs in his time. And a laser on that serve. And there's not much Kearny could do about that one. Hit the chest of a Kearny player, but just up and out. And not the guy you want to get into a groove at the line if you're Kearny. 100 aces through his high school time. Excuse me. And a beautiful hit there. Back left side of the corner from Kearny, and that will get Carino off the line. And Kearny back serving. 16-12. The score, Hoboken leads it by 4. Mark Saravia, the senior, set to serve this one. 18 aces for him on the season. The high toss will find its way in. And Kearny able to take another. It was Marsh who went up for the block, just not able to send it in the right direction. And the Hoboken lead shrunk back down to 3. Saravia with 137 kills in his time with the Cardinals. One setback just tapped over, and just a miscommunication there. Everyone pointing fingers. Landed in the middle of about 4 Kearny jerseys, but no one able to get a hand on it. And here is Jennings. Jennings, the senior, able to get that one down. 26 aces for him on the season. Here's Marsh. And Marsh able to get it touched at the line and sent out. 18-13. And after Kearny came into this one swinging, it's been all Hoboken through about the last 20 points or so. Jennings, the outside hitter, also a big piece of Hoboken's soccer team earlier this season. Marsh. And they'll keep that one alive. And on the spike back, it's another one for Hoboken. That's time it's Christopher Munoz. Credit him on the block and the point. And Hoboken, now with their largest lead of the day, they lead it by 6. And Jennings will continue. We'll keep this one in play. And another fault and another point going Hoboken's way. And Hoboken are closer to winning this set than Kearny is to catching up with them. And another timeout whistled by the Cardinals. We'll take a quick break right here on HCST Athletics. When we come back, the conclusion of set number 1. Welcome back here on the campus of New Jersey City University. Not the start you would hope for if you're the Kearny Cardinals and in your first time back in a few years have not had the first set you would like. They'll win a point there. They'll shrink the lead back to 6. Hoboken leads it 20-14 now, as both of these teams fighting for their first piece of county hardware in quite some time. It'll be Arthur Souza back to serve. The junior lets it fly. It'll be over and good. Marsh to tap it over. And that one blocked. And Hoboken with a chance to do something here. And again, one of the longer rallies that we've seen now. Is it a snipe on the set? Yes, it is. Just able to keep it in bounds down the left side of the court. And Hoboken are 4 points away from putting themselves one set away from a county championship. Javier Rodriguez will come back into this game and put himself at the service line. And a hard spike there. Rodriguez able to make an athletic play, and they'll keep it on the spike. It'll be Gabriel Brody on that one. And Hoboken 3 points away from taking set one. Ariel Quadra on the serve. Apologies for the name mix-up. And that one unable to stay in as well. And the first set, at least, now looking really bleak for the Cardinals. Quadra again. And that one out to the left. And set point. Hoboken is one away. And more, it looks like this is going to be a set Kearney tries to forget in the upcoming huddle. Quadra up and away. The receive almost all the way up into the rafters. And Marsh on the spike. Kearney keep it up. Here's Marsh again. And Kearney on the response, can't get it. It's a dream first set for the Red Wings, and they're 25 points away from a trophy here in Jersey City. Again, 25-14, the score of set number one. We've got set number two coming up in about 3 minutes, so we will take a quick break right here on HCST Athletics. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, the conclusion and sets 2 and possibly 3 of the Hudson County Tournament Championship. Back at the John J. Moore Athletics and Fitness Center right here in Jersey City, New Jersey. It was a dream start for the Hoboken Red Wings, who took set one by a score of 25-14. They weren't able to take set number one in the first matchup on the season between these two teams, and they won that matchup anyways. They just need one of these next two to crown themselves Hudson County champions. Kearny looking to work their way back, and they're certainly a team capable of doing so. They came out of this one swinging, took a lead through the first 7 points or so, and then not much noise from the left side of this gym after that. The Hoboken cheerleading team is here as they show up to a lot of events. The Red Wing is here. I'm not sure where the Red Wing went, but he's somewhere. I don't see him, but he's here, I promise. Not sure what the holdup is in getting this second set started. It looks like there's a slight stat discrepancy over with the Kearny managers. Head coach of Hoboken, Felipe Fernandez, hyping up the Hoboken side of the crowd. It's an attendance of 351 here today, and that is an official number, and no, I did not count. But over 350 people here checked in, and I'm sure it's more if you did a head count of the building. A beautiful gym out here in Jersey City. We saw set one have 6 tied scores, 1 lead change after Hoboken took it back from the Cardinals. They never looked back. And it looks like now we are all set. It'll be Kearny to start with the serve. It'll be HCIAL Quintero to send it off. 11 aces for him on the season. He's collected over 300 assists and 104 digs as well. Here we go. Set number 2 on its way, and a quick start for the Cardinals. And you're in that timeout, that 3-minute break in between these two sets, and that is exactly the point you're talking about to set the tone starting set number 2. And here Quintero goes again. The Kearny cheering section looking a little more lively. And they'll get number 2. Yes, they will. That one able to stay in bounds. Either that or it was touched by a Hoboken player on the way out. But Kearny able to grab the first 2 points of this one, something they weren't able to do in set number 1. Quintero again, the senior. That one kept up by Jennings. And they'll go back, and another point for Kearny. That time it was Caleb Baptista, the 6'3 senior, getting some air. And Kearny now with a 3-point lead here in set number 2. Again, Hoboken leads it on sets 1-0. But Kearny making a statement here to start the second. Brody gets a slam. And another point. The first point on the set for the Red Wings. And it'll be Brody that heads back now for the serve. Senior lets it fly and gets it over. Marsh able to keep it up. They'll go to Jennings. And they'll say Jennings, it looked like he might have stepped over there. And out of the first 5 points of this one, 4 of them go the Cardinals' way. And here's Baptista on the serve. And Hoboken unable to get it back. Looked like a little bit of a miscommunication there in the backcourt. Brody telling his teammates, my bad. And 5-1 now the score. Plenty of time to make a launch back here if you're Hoboken. And that one will head out. And everything going right for the Cardinals right now. They lead it 6-1. And Hoboken now on the other side of it. And they will whistle for a timeout. And just what you want if you're Kearny, just what they were likely talking about in that huddle after set number one. Just went nowhere near their way, but Hoboken, out of any team, should know it's not over after set number one. We talked about it earlier. Hoboken wasn't able to take the first set of this first matchup between those two teams, and were able to win those last two sets. That's what Kearny is trying to do. That's what they'll have to do if they want to walk out of here with a trophy at the end of this one. And from the start of set number two, they've showed they have every intention of doing so. Both of the teams headed back out onto the court. Hoboken leads it on sets. Kearny leading the second 6-1. And it'll be Baptista back to the line. 129 kills for him on the season, 13 aces. As I'm sure he looks for a 14th year. And a laser on that one. And I don't know if you want to call that an announcer's jinx or not, but he will fall on that serve. Nunez now for Hoboken. And the senior not able to keep it in, so they'll trade faults. That's what happened a lot at the first part of this first set earlier. And it'll be now Mark Saravia, this other senior. A senior-heavy team here for the Cards. And 18 aces for him. Jennings again on that left side. And with so much force, finds the back right part of the court. 7-3. Kearny leads it. And does Denelson Carino a high toss and a low release angle from him on the hit. And you saw it right there. We'll go to Marsh that time. It's blocked. Can Hoboken keep the point alive? No, they will not. That one headed almost out of bounds of the basketball court by the time Hoboken was done setting it back. And unable to chase that one down. The Kearny lead back at 5. 8-3. Your score. The ball all the way back there. Someone's going to have to go get that. And Arthur Souza coming up on the serve. And the junior lets it fly. Keeps it low on the toss, and Hoboken able to grab one that they certainly need right there. Christopher Munoz on the kill. It'll be Jennings now back to serve. Jennings with his team down 4. And he'll make it 5 as that one heads right into the net. And again, if Kearny can take this one, we'll have set number 3, the deciding set, right after this. It'll be another 3-minute break in between. But that is quite a ways away. But Kearny able to grab another. And the lead now at 6. And 10-4 now the score. To Berkio on the serve. And Brody able to be the final Red Wings touch on that one. Again, still being doubled up. 10-5 now the score, but so much time left in this set. It'll be Quadra now on the serve from the back left part of the court. Brody again gets the block. Kearny able to keep it alive. We'll go to Brody again. Sends that one back again. Kearny not having much trouble. Quadra to set it for Brody. And this set just doesn't want to end. This point, just doesn't want to end. A nice block there, keeping it alive for Hoboken and a huge momentum swing for whoever could pick up this point. Marsh, and Marsh will finish it off. And if you're Hoboken side, you're down 5 and you need something to reignite your bench, that was it right there. About a minute-long set. And your junior able to finish it off, and he does with some power. And Kearny, though, get it right back, extend their lead right back to 5. And 11-6. Now the score in set 2. Rodriguez on the serve for Kearny. And Brody with some force. Kearny somehow able to keep that ball up. Here's Marsh again. And Kearny again is responding just so well to these harder hits from Hoboken. Marsh on the block attempt. Won't get it. Baptista with some force. And we'll put Kearny back up, doubling Hoboken again, 12-6. Now the score. And a fault there from Rodriguez. Still a 5-point deficit here for the Red Wings to overcome. Marsh at the service line. And Hoboken just not looking like the same team right now. Jennings is in the backcourt. He was a huge part of that first set surge we saw from the Red Wings. And just a miss there. Oscar Ferreira going up for that one. And just a miss, if that speaks to the state of Hoboken right now. Obviously, plenty of time to forget about this. We saw Kearny do the same thing. And Hoboken able to grab a point back there. A big block. And a little bit too big of a block as that one headed out towards the right side. Here's Brody on the serve. Trying to work Hoboken back into this one with plenty of time to do so. They'll go to Jennings. A beautiful set up to Jennings, but that point's going to go Kearny's way. Some sort of interference called at the net. And 15-8. Now the score. Kearny in the lead. Again, Hoboken leads it on sets 1-0. And on its way from Baptista, it'll get over nicely. And Jennings able to respond with a beautiful kill there. The deficit's still at 6 for Hoboken. It'll be their libero, Oliver Nunez, now at the line. 17 aces for him on the season. His 3rd season on this varsity squad. He's racked up 227 digs so far on the year. Marsh, they'll go to Jennings again. And just can't keep that one in bounds. It was Tubercio to last touch it. And what a statement right there. Saravia with about as much force as you can get on a volleyball. And so close to the net, just absolutely nothing Hoboken could do about that one. He'll go back serving. Jennings on the hit. And Kearney's going to get called on something. And if you're Hoboken, you'll take all the breaks you can get. Still well within distance. And some huge hits coming down from Kearney. Another one right there. And 17-11 now the score. And Kearney every point closer to forcing a set number 3 here in the Hudson County Championship. Souza on the serve. But it'll be Hoboken on the spike. Jack Jennings. It'll be Jennings at the service line as well. And spike after spike, these two teams just keep responding. And Kearney will love to trade points all day. They lead at 18-12 now. So Berkio at the line, gets it over cleanly. And getting called for the double is Hoboken. They'll call for a timeout as well. 19-12. Kearney 6 points away from facing a deciding set number 3 right here on the Hudson County Men's Volleyball Championships. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, the rest of set number 2 right here on HCST Athletics. Back from Jersey City, 19-12. The score here in set number 2. It was all Hoboken in the first. Kearney 6 points away from leading us into the third and final set here in the Hudson County Volleyball Championship. Hoboken able to grab a quick point there, shrink the lead back to 6. And they're going to need a lot more than that if they want to give themselves life here in the penultimate set. Quadra, the junior now at the service line. And nothing short of flawless serving is likely needed here to bring Hoboken back. Almost able to grab another point there. Kearney a little messy at the line. And not messy on that hit. The block attempt will head out right. And Kearney wins the race to 20 by 7. It'll be Javier Rodriguez, the Kearney libero, now to serve. It'll go to Jennings, blocked right away. And they'll call the double. And a little bit of a confusion there. It looks like they're going to call a redo on that point. Yes, they will. Score back to 20-13. And that one will sail out of bounds. So another one Hoboken's way. Still find themselves down 6. And Kearny closer to winning this set than Hoboken is to catching up with them. Marsh with the serve to the back. And a big hit there. Baptista with another. 129 kills for him coming into this one. Well past 130 now. So 21-14. The score, it'll be Quintero at the service line. Brody has his spike blocked. They'll go to Jennings now. Brody this time on the set. And Kearny unable to keep it in bounds. It was Rodriguez that went flying for it. And Jennings now trying to get a few back for his team. Can't. Right into the net on the first serve. And Kearny 3 points away. Here's Baptista at the line. 11 kills for him the last time these two teams matched up. We'll have a chance for that again if Kearny can force a third set here. That one will stay in just barely. Baptista can't believe it. And still 6 points separating these two. Nunez on the serve, and that one again is going to go Hoboken's way. A little bit too under the ball for the head ref's liking. And Kearny still holding on to that 5-point advantage. Nunez again. And a big spike there. And a big shot of energy into this Kearny crowd as they're 2 points away from a third set. Mark Saravia will be the one at the line. And something called by the assistant ref there, not really sure what it was, but it'll go Hoboken's way. 23-18. The score now, if there's any time for a run, it is now. And set point. And one away now from forcing that third set. We didn't see much life from the Cardinals in set number one after those few opening points. They lost it by over 10. And that one will go out, so the set two celebrations will be put on hold as Jack Jennings goes to the service line for Hoboken. He's going to need 5 in a row to keep Hoboken in this. And there we go. Set number 3. It is winner take all in the Hudson County Tournament Championship coming up in just a few minutes. It was 25-14 Hoboken's way in set number 1. It goes 25-19 Kearny's way in set number 2. And that brings us to a decisive third set. We will take a quick break right here on HCST Athletics. When we come back, the finale of the Hudson County Men's Volleyball Championship right here. Winner take all here in set number 3. It was all Hoboken in the first. Kearny able to make their way back into this one and force a final set there in the second. They won that one by 25-19, and that brings us here, the Hudson County Tournament Championship Trophy, riding on this third and final set. We are underway, and both teams trying to make a statement here in the first point. A longer first point than either of these first 2 sets so far. And Kearny able to take it right where they left off. They scored the first point in set number 2 and never looked back. It was never tied. There were no lead changes, and they took it all the way through. And here is Quintero on the serve. Jennings trying to respond, and yes, he will. Locked now at 1. The serve back to Hoboken. It'll be Nunez. And that one just barely headed out. It'll go Hoboken's way. And unlike set number 2, they will at least have a lead at some point here in the third set. And one that Coach Fernandez is not going to be too happy about. Just mispositioning there from Hoboken. Plenty of hardwood for the Cardinals to aim at there. Didn't take a whole lot of force either. And here is Baptista on the serve. Christopher Munoz able to get one there for Hoboken on the front row. And Hoboken, right after Kearny tied, getting their lead right back and getting their momentum back, which went pretty much flat there in the last set. And that serve from Carino is going to be way too much. And tied at 3 now in set number 3. Here is Saravia. Does it stay in? Yes, it does. A little bit of a late call there from the ref. But Kearny will take it back in the lead, 4-3 to score. Saravia in his second year with the program, so wasn't around back when Kearny made their last championship appearance. Again, 18 aces coming into this one. Added another one to the total there as Jennings to send it across. Free over here for Hoboken. Jennings takes advantage. So Jennings, after the kill, will head to the service line. And here goes the outside hitter. One of the few players on this Hoboken squad with a full 4 years with the team. And a block there is going to give this point to the Cardinals. 5-4. Now the score. And looking, at least through the first 9 points, to be a much tighter set than either of the first 2. And a big one there. Gabriel Brody on that left side. Able to spike one down and level this one back up at 5. Quadra now at the line. Both of these teams about as hungry as they could be for a Hudson County championship. And under it there, another one going Hoboken's way. Back into the lead, 6-5 through the first 11 points. We're as tight as can be. And Quadra again. And a weaker touch than he would have liked. It's Brody making himself a talking point here in set 3. Quadra again at the serve. Hoboken up 2. It's the first time either team has been up 2. Does that one stay in? No, it does not. And Kearny's fan section can't believe the call. But Hoboken now 8-5, they lead it. Here's Quadra again, and Marsh there for the block. And Kearny's going to say, we need a timeout. Some of their players looking frustrated over there in the huddle. And after a set where Hoboken certainly was not playing at their best, they come out hot here in the set that matters most. Actually had more kills in that second set, 12, compared to that first set where they had 11. We thank the wonderful staff here at NJCU for their live stat keeping of this event. They do a great job. Were here for the Hudson County Basketball Championships earlier this season, and just a great gym to spectate in, a great gym to call games in, and a place fitting of such a monumental game. It was previously County Prep High School that was the venue for these championships, but it'll now be NJCU. We'll see what happens next year. NJCU obviously in a merger with Kane University in the coming month. But back underway, and the first point out of the timeout will go the way of the Cards. And the Hoboken lead back down to 3. Anuj Betwal seeing his first action in this game. And a big hit there. And another point going the Cards' way. It's Baptista on the hit. And the lead shrunk now down to 2. Hoboken able to get back another. The first set 3 of the season that these two teams played back in April 17th to be exact, went 25-14 in Hoboken's favor, the same score they won set 1 by earlier today. Here's Baptista to get it across. Brody the other way. Does it stay in? No, it does not. Just a bit too much there from Gabriel Brody, and Kearny back within 2. It'll go now to their libero, Javier Rodriguez, the junior, to let it fly. Able to keep that one up. They try to go with the foot. And one that's going to frustrate some of their players as well as their coach. That one was definitely had enough airtime to get it by hand, but Hoboken will take it. They will lead it now by 3. And Brody set to serve. I'll go to Jennings. This time he'll just set it over. Baptista won't, but it's blocked at the net. Baptista again. Marsh keeping it up. And it's going to go Hoboken's way. And the lead now back to 4. And Brody again on the serve. A big spike there. As hard as it gets from Saravia. And just the type of play you want to see. Quintero now to serve. In a moment where, if you can, you want your seniors at the line. Although no one on this court has experience in a game this big. Another one will go Hoboken's way. The lead back at 4, 13-9. As Hoboken crosses the halfway mark of what they need to crown themselves champions. Nunez. They'll go to Saravia again, and Marsh just can't reach up for it. So Hoboken still in the lead. And Baptista just can't quite. Another one just right into the top of that net. And something you almost can't help but expect in a game this big and this late. Five. That one out on the left side. Hoboken's lead will extend again. They lead it now 15-10. And Carino with that vicious serve we talked about earlier is back on the right side of your screen. Able to keep that one in. And a big point there. Munoz on the kill. Came into this game with 129. And making himself known here in this third set. Carino again. The Hoboken lead now 6, as large as it's been all set. And we will try that serve over. Carino. And not much Kearny can do about that one. It'll be Rodriguez who sends himself slamming into that back wall. He looks to be okay. But the Hoboken lead is now 7. And Kearny's going to take a timeout. As good as a time as of ever to tell you about our upcoming coverage for this weekend. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. sharp, we will have coverage of the Hudson County Girls Softball Championships. Later in the afternoon at 2 p.m., we will have coverage of Hudson County's Baseball Championship. It'll be Manny Pereira on the call for that one. It'll be myself, Caden Drummeller, on the call tomorrow morning over in North Bergen. The Baseball Championships over at Miller Stadium. We encourage you to get there in person if you can, but if you can't, we will have all of it right here live and for free on our YouTube channel. Again, we ask you to subscribe if you haven't already. We have our post-game coverage, all of that over on our Instagram. But back to this one. It's been a third set that Hoboken has to like so far. Weren't able to finish things off in that second set. It adds all the pressure to the final one, but they've handled it well so far. Again, only have data going back to the 2015-2016 season for them. And they have never appeared in a Hudson County championship, let alone won one. It'll be Carino back at the service line. And a big chance to continue the momentum if you're the Red Wings after the timeout, and they will not be able to do so. The lead shrunken down to 6. And the time is now, if you're Kearny. It'll be Saravia on the serve. Keeps it in clean. And Hoboken respond right away. And it's Munoz again. A quick point there, and the serve right back on the right side of your screen with Hoboken. And Jack Jennings at the line. Hoboken 7 points away. Kearny 7 points away from catching up. They'll go to Brody, and he's blocked. David Duffo gets up there and gets Kearny a point back. That one, Chase going to get knocked around. And just an unfortunate point there for Kearny. That one bumping every which way in the rafters up there. As we said, you're allowed to play it off it, but so much wiring. There's basketball hoops up there as well. Almost impossible to guess which way it's going to go. And Kuwadra now to serve. And the hit is out the back. And Hoboken is 5 points away. Or no, this looks like... Or excuse me, Hoboken with 19. But no, they're going to call this one back. It'll be Kearny on the serve. And that one is going to go the way of Hoboken. Too much touching from Caleb Baptista. So now with Hoboken and now with Levi Marsh on the serve. 20-13, Hoboken in the lead. That one blocked at the net. Kearny able to keep it up. They'll go to Baptista again, who just gives that one a touch over the net. Brody sends it across. Jennings again, this time not right at the net. That one hit off the basketball hoop up top. Came down a little quicker than expected. And just nobody there. A light touch. And nobody made a jump for it. And 21-13. Now the score here in set 3 of the Hudson County Championships. Marsh again. They'll just send that one right back over. Brody able to set it down. And Hoboken is 3 points away. The Red Wings loving it. He's back. I told you guys he was here. And Marsh again, and no one covering that back left spot. And David Duffo hits it perfectly. Another one up in the rafters there for Kearny, able to keep control of it. Didn't look like it hit anything. And Brody will just bump it back over. Big block at the net. And not much Kearny could do about it. And 23-14 now the score. As we said, 25-14 was the score the last time these two teams played a deciding set, and it was Hoboken that took that one as well. Waiting for the ref signal. It'll go Hoboken's point again. And it is match point, county championship point. It'll be Gabrielle Brody on the potentially deciding serve. And a miss hit there. Hoboken does it. Deja vu here at NJCU. They beat Kearny in set number 3 by the same score they did a few months ago. And Hoboken are Hudson County men's volleyball champions. And they do it all without losing a set. It was Dickinson they took down 2-0. It was St. Peter's Prep in the round after that they took down 2-0. It wasn't until the finals that a game would go to set number 3. But Hoboken, in their first deciding set of the entire tournament, dominate. They take it by 11. They win both of their winning sets by 11. And here comes the trophy. (25-14), 25-18, and 25-14 again in the final set are the 3 scores. What a year for Hoboken athletics. They grab a county championship in girls soccer earlier this season, and they'll add another one to the case here today. And a tough one for the 1-seeded Kearny Kardinals, who have put up nothing short of an excellent season so far. Their record will now update to 14-3, and all of their losses coming from either St. Peter's Prep or Hoboken. As we said, these two teams will face off again on Monday. A 4:30 start. That one is over in Kearny. And as we said, later this week, tomorrow actually, we'll have coverage of the Hudson County Softball Championship. First pitch for that one at 10 a.m. over in North Bergen. Later at Miller Stadium, it'll be the Hudson County Baseball Championship. First pitch for that one set for 2 p.m. And that will do it here for our coverage of the Hudson County Tournament Championship for men's volleyball. We thank you so much for tuning in here on HCST Athletics. I'm Caden Drummler, and on behalf of myself and our entire crew, we say thank you so much and see you tomorrow.